All right, physical science teachers, we are going to jump into our main resource, Biozone, today. If you don't have the link to that, that is on our curriculum landing page. You can click there to get to. I've already loaded it up here. Now, this is going to look different than yours. I'm on a kind of test account that gives me access to a bunch of resources. You guys will just have a few, but if you don't see any book listed, then when your class is up here, go to class settings and make sure that you select the book for that specific class. And we are looking at the physical sciences for NGSS right here. So I'm going to click and open that. And we'll let that load up. Now, loading does take a little while, especially your first time, and mine's going to be a bit slow today just because I'm also recording, but typically not too bad. The navigation for Biozone is super nice, super user-friendly. You basically have, here's your chapters listed out here. Since the chapter we looked at last video was on Chapter 5, I'm going to use Chapter 5 as the example. Because Chapter 1 is just the scientific practices, Chapter 5 is more typical. So when you open that up, the first activity is going to be an introduction to that chapter. And I just want to showcase this briefly. Since Chapter 5 is the first in what they're considering one of their little units, it actually has 2 pages within their introduction for this one, whereas most just have 1. So it's going to have their graphic organizer. I shared this image in a previous video. So it's going to show how the next 2 chapters interact with each other and a concept map. And then it has your key skills and knowledge sheet with all the objectives. And again, I talked about how I've pulled those objectives, put them into student-friendly language for you guys. But that's also in your textbook, these 2 pages. Most of the other activities, which are going to be over here on the left, every single one of these will have an activity listed, and this just matches the activity here online with the activity in the book. The one nice thing is if you have your students doing activities online, they can type in their answers. You as the teacher have a answer key view, so I'll show you what that looks like. So if you wanted to be doing an activity as a class, so it's almost like doing notes but as a class, your students could help answer the question. They could all type it or write it, and then you can do a dialogue, and then you can reveal what was the right answer. Great job. Here's an example right answer. You can reveal groups of them at the time, or like I just showed, individual. So it's nice that you have quick and easy access to those for showing students or working with a whole class. You also have slides that go along with each activity. So let's pull that up. If we manage to get a 3-year contract with Biozone, then we actually get access to be able to download these so that way you can edit them. But otherwise, they're pretty good resources. Typically, though, there's not a ton of slides. Like this is 1 slide for this one activity. I've seen some with multiple, but they keep it pretty condensed. All right, I want to show you guys, I'm going to jump to one that has a bit more resources. And I want to really, there we go. And yeah, so most of our activities are going to have, you have your activity, you have your slides. They'll also have lots of 3D models, which are nice for showing things on the screen. Some of them just kind of like to show, like this is a brake pad. Maybe students could get use out of seeing what this does. We'll let that load up. But because a brake pad is part of the activity for frictional conversations, you can actually showcase how the brake pad actually works to slow this down. Some of the models are just like, here you go, you can see it, you can move it, manipulate it, and whatever. Some of them will be labeled. We'll see if we can quickly find one that's labeled, but those could be useful for just showing something off in class. Maybe a student's like, what do you mean a brake pad? You can show them what it is, and then they can connect it to, oh, that's inside the wheel. Yeah, I've seen that, but now I can actually see it without the wheel covering it. Here's the example of videos. They have lots of videos that you could use either as part of the class lesson. Students can use them as an additional resource if they have a question, all those sorts of things. You also have these simulations. So this is a simulation to show, actually this is a good one. This actually goes to PhET, but talking about how friction is actually an interaction of the molecular level. It actually shows these little pictures where you've got two books, which seems like they should be smooth, but the wall, see, oh, that's kind of fun. But anyways, so they do have web links. They can go to simulations, different videos, articles, other learning platforms like Khan Academy. So the web links are super useful for finding these outside resources free to use that can be helpful for showing off things like friction at an atomic level. All right, so that's kind of all the resources that you get here within Biozone. So let's see if we can't find a 3D model that's labeled. I won't go through a lot of them, but we'll just show hopefully one. These take a while, so if this one has it, perfect. If not, we'll move on and just be done. As you can see though, Biozone, the stuff's super organized, easy to find, all those things. Navigation is an issue. Okay, so no labels in that, but you can see how if students are interested in, oh, we learned about a satellite, hey, I can actually investigate what a satellite looks like. So that could be very cool. All right, I think that is it on Biozone. All those same resources all throughout the year. I think you guys will find this resource super effective paired with all the other stuff that we have. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.